what really caught my eye when I first came to Yonsei was how modern the buildings are. Like, for example, the main library.
Yeah, similar to their opinions, but I thought it was fancy. Like the Christmas tree that they have now is so huge, so fancy. And the library too. They have like this glass elevator that's so unnecessary yet so cool. And so yeah, I think the buildings are really fancy.
I think my school in America is also big, but I think just this is like, it's a huge campus. Like, my school in America is also in a city, and so it's broken up, but this one's just like a large plot of land that's like all Yonsei, and I just think that's super cool. And like, sometimes it can be a little annoying when I'm walking from class to class, but like, honestly, it's really beautiful. It's like a huge school.
It can be nothing. This building is so pretty. It's my favorite place to walk by. I had a friend come from the US, and I have friends come from China to visit me, and whenever we walk on campus, they always ask to take a picture at this building. Like, not, there's a statue and there's a tree and everything. They want this building.
I think being at Yonsei and being like in this community is something that like goes even outside of the campus. So one night I was, out in Hongdae, and I wore my jacket and I was about to go home, and I hear someone just say Yonsei from the back. Like, I was like, what? So I turn around and they're like, oh, do you go to Yonsei? I was like, yeah, I go to Yonsei. He's like, oh, I went to Yonsei. And I was like, oh, cool. They're like, we're gonna go get samgyeopsal. Do you want some? And I was like, yeah. And so like, they just bought me samgyeopsal, and we just like had a conversation and we're talking.
The theater that I'm talking about is the one that the 2019 Akaraka took place. It's the outdoor theater, and it's the forest path that connects Dongmun campus and the main campus. And in the fall, it's so pretty. It has like colorful leaves that you go through, and if you go around like 5 p.m., the sun sets behind the theater. So then like the sunset, orange lights will be pouring, and then when you go up the theater, it's like basically like way up on the hill of the theater, and you can look down on like Shincheon city area, and it's really cool to see the sunset and the leaves, and then just be on top of like the city.
So 3, 2, 1, flip it over, please.
I think one of the things, especially for international students, is we came here and like we want to get like involved in the culture and involved with like the school scene, but like ask questions. Yeah, the club fair. Yeah. A lot of them didn't accept foreigners, or like just they were like, oh, you have to be here for a year. Like, we just don't accept foreigners, and it was just like a little sad that it wasn't like they weren't proactively trying to help involve us in like the scene. And like luckily I was able to join like a group. I was able to join the debate team, where I found like a really cool group of people, and I was also able to help out with the soccer team. But like it was like very niche, and it was like hard to find.
I feel like I have similar problems, but with other things. My friends and my best friend told me that in Korea, school is a lot more important than in the US. And maybe it's just my family, but my family always puts like personal health and like happiness above education and work and everything. The most important thing is like how happy you are and if you're healthy. And here I see a lot of Korean students studying like into the night. They like don't sleep for a long time. And I take classes with with Korean students, like Yonsei students. They're taught in English, but the professor like doesn't explain things very well. Okay. Yeah, and I can't really eat here. I can only eat at 3 places on campus.
It's very different from the style that I'm used to. I think especially what she said about they just expect you to know, or they won't even give us a rubric, like they won't give us an example. But here it's just like, yeah, I want you to make I had a recent presentation where it's like, I want you to make a business. And we were like, okay, like what do you want in it? Like how long should it be? And he's like, it should be 15 to 20 slides. And we were like, that's it? And he's like, yep. They don't like specify exactly what they want. And then when you do it not the way that they want, they're like, why didn't you do it this way? And we're like, we didn't know, you didn't say it.
Not all of my classes, but some of them It was just the professor reading off a script, and that was the whole class. He didn't even like make an effort to be like interactive with us, and that's it. So I didn't really like that, but yeah, that was just one class.
Yeah, so especially for my Korean language class, I think it's super fast paced and it's so much input at once to a point where you can't even study it and remember it. And then also the high expectations. The teachers expect you to put in all the work, prepare all the lessons, and then work on some stuff afterwards even, and without consideration that you have like 3 other classes that you also have to be on top of. So yeah, it's a lot of input.
3, 2, 1. Beginner. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 beginner, 1 basic.
So yeah, I'm taking KLI level 1. I'm starting to understand more phrases and words when I overhear people talking, but I don't feel so comfortable like speaking other than like textbook phrases and stuff.
Yeah, so I think I'm low-key also cheating because I'm Japanese, and there are so many like similarities between like Japanese and Korean. Yeah, I'm in level 2 in KLI. I agree, I learn like formal things in KLI, but I think where I learn Korean the most nowadays at least is my 동아리. I was privileged to be able to join this actual like Korean community 동아리. It's ballroom, and everyone speaks in Korean, and like tokbang and like all of those is in Korean, and so I learned a lot from that, from Dipuri and stuff like that. So yeah, now I think like in terms of just listening, like communication wise, I have no problem, and basic communication also, but sometimes when I have to explain things, like when I broke my phone and like how and stuff like that, I had to write a script because obviously writing is better for me. It's my stronger suit than talking.
Alright, and intermediate.
I am intermediate. KLI is really hard, but I think one thing that has changed significantly since coming here is especially like my confidence speaking Korean like outside of the classroom. Like, when I was in America, I would never. But like now I'll speak Korean, like at a restaurant I'll speak Korean, like I'll meet new people at the club. I think that's been really good. I think my accent has improved a lot, and I'm really proud of that because people will be like, 한국어 잘 하시네요. And so it's just nice. It's just nice being able to like feel more confident, because like between first starting Korean and then when you're really starting to get like serious about it, that point in between is very difficult to like push yourself through. And so I think now like seeing more progress has made me like reinvigorated my motivation to keep learning Korean.
And we prepared the special and surprise quiz.
Oh god.
The answer is
Okay.
I got one right, so it's fine.
Yeah, me too.
I just need one right.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so close.
okay. It's more than I expected.
My Korean teacher wouldn't agree with you.
Rudolph.
Can you say that again?
Rudolph.
Okay.
Wait, 한 번 더.
Rudolph.
I think it's probably wrong. I have terrible
Okay,
spelling.
anyone who wants to change your answer.
Should I change?
I
Wait.
think-
So now I will show you the answer.
I had it right the first
I think just because of like some of the issues we said before, like things like teaching style, things with the 동아리. I think also like I've been in Korea for 7 months so far already, and I'm kind of like, I want to see my family. I want to like go back home and see some of my friends. So maybe that's just me being like I'm ready to go home. But I love, like, I would come back to Yonsei no matter what, so it's fine.
Well, it's been great. I love Korea. I love the culture. I love the people. I think my highlight was being able to actually like be in a Korean community through 동아리. I got to experience like new things every day, like MT, Dipuri, 공연. I actually made like Korean friends. They taught me a lot of cultures that I would never have learned outside of Korea. So I'm really thankful for that, and I want to come back.
I chose a 10 because my experience here so far has been very great. And before coming here, I was a bit worried about experiencing like some kind of culture shock. But I shouldn't have worried because it's so great here. And I had a really good time. And also, of course, I love the food here. I've met so many great people. And overall, it's been a very great experience.
Yeah, I also gave my experience here a 10 out of 10 just because I've anticipated to come here for so long and I've been looking forward, and now I actually got to experience it, and it was everything I hoped for and even more. And yeah, I would always do it again and recommend everyone to make an experience like this one.
Feliz Navidad.
Merry Christmas!
메리 크리스마스.
Bon Nadal.
Fröhliche Weihnachten.
Merry Christmas!